tell us, what does sleep do for the immune system?
So firstly, we can look on both sides of the coin. What happens when we don't get enough sleep? Firstly, we know that people who are sleeping 5 hours a night are 4 times more likely to catch a cold than those people who are sleeping 8 hours or more.
Wow.
Striking study, very well controlled study. We also know that it doesn't take 1 week of, short sleep deprivation. 1 night is enough. What we've found is that if you take healthy individuals and then we limit them to just 4 hours of sleep for 1 single night, what we see is a 70% drop in critical anti-cancer fighting immune cells called natural killer cells, which are these wonderful sort of immune assassins that, help decrease our, cancer risk.
Yeah. And help us fight infections.
And fight infection.
Part of our innate immune system.
Exactly. Part of that critical innate immune response. Flip the sort of the side of the coin. And now what we find is that when you get sleep, there is a change in what we call the autonomic nervous system, which is sort of this automatic part of our nervous system. And that automatic nervous system is split into 2 branches. One that is sort of like the accelerator pedal that gets us revved up, triggers the fight or flight response. The other is the brake that sort of calms us down. And when we go into deep sleep, we apply that brake to the nervous system and everything quiets down. Heart rate decreases. Deep sleep is the most wonderful form of natural blood pressure medication that you could ever wish for.
Yeah.
But one of the other things is that we see as that nervous system quiets down, levels of things like cortisol drop down, that stress-related chemical. And it's during that time that the body goes into an immune stimulation mode. And it's where essentially you're going to restock the armament of your immune army so that when you wake up the next day, you can battle and fight infection. What's also fascinating, and I love this data, and this tells you just how critical sleep is to a fighting for our health. If you look at people who become infected, or you actually infect them in the experimental laboratory, let's say with sort of a cold vaccine, or you immediately trigger increased sleepiness and increased amounts of deep sleep. And it turns out that the infection indicates to the immune system that you're under attack, and the immune system will actually signal to the sleep system within the brain, we need more sleep. Yeah. Sleep is the best battle force that we have right now to combat this assault. And so that's why when you're sick, all you tend to want to do is just curl up in bed and go to sleep. The reason is because your body is trying to sleep you well.
It's an appropriate response to what's going on, right?
Exactly.
The bodies are pretty clever, right?
They are remarkably clever. Again, Mother Nature has figured this out. And so she brings up this thing called sleep, which I would argue is probably like the Swiss Army knife of health. Whatever ailment you are facing, it is more than likely that sleep has a tool in the box to try and help fight it.